If you are a woman in corporate America, you are way too smart to be stuck in a cycle of not managing your money, not understanding where your money is coming and going. You're making six figures and yet your wealth doesn't match your effort. You didn't come this far to feel broke in private. You're not here to survive. You are here to dominate, honey. So today, I want to talk about you as a high power woman in corporate America can build wealth and you can feel more powerful when you look at your account. And you will do all of this without sacrificing your lifestyle or feeling like you're wanting more. Because a budget is not a restriction, okay? A budget is about validation. In this video, I want to give you clarity and financial control. This video is designed for high earners who are ready to stop surviving on a big paycheck and to start building long-term wealth without the constant spreadsheet, the shame, or the micromanaging of every single dollar. Even though I love my spreadsheets. But for a lot of people who struggle with budgeting, having all of these different things can just be a distraction and it can make it difficult for you to move forward. So let's talk about what we are going to cover today. We are going to talk about how to tailor money for high achieving professional women like yourself. We're going to talk about wealth priorities, designing what matters most to you so your money is fueling your goals and it's not a distraction. We're going to talk about cash flow systems, how to automate and allocate so that you enjoy your money guilt-free. We are going to talk about the reverse budget. This is where you pay yourself first and still live well. We're going to talk about the account systems, simple structures that give you control. And we're also going to talk a little bit about how you have to be careful not to get caught up with lifestyle creep, right? You want to protect your financial future without punishing the present. By the end of this video, you should feel like you are in control. And most importantly, you'll know how to use your income as an engine for freedom and not frustration. You're not behind. You're just missing the right system. And today, that ends. So if you are ready to stop feeling stuck and to start owning your financial power, stay with me because you're not just going to understand your money, you are going to master it. Welcome to Lessons Lived. My name is Nandi. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found this channel. Ours is a community of ambitious women who take action. We don't just learn, we live our lessons. We leverage our full-time jobs to build scalable side businesses because we know wealth isn't an escape plan, it's a power move. Your 9 to 5 is a launch pad, not a limitation. For my girlies who are ready to turn career into capital, expertise into income, and business into legacies, you are in the right place. Let's get started with the matter at hand, okay? If you are earning a six-figure salary or more, but you still feel financially stuck, you're not alone. Many professionals and high-earning employees find themselves wondering why, despite a high paycheck, they're not building wealth the way they expected to. You see, your expenses grow with your income. And traditional budgeting advice like skipping lattes, my gosh, I could talk about skipping lattes for days. That simply doesn't cut it for this particular person, right? High earners, you face a unique set of challenges that makes it a little bit difficult for you to follow the traditional budgeting methods. Your lifestyle has scaled with your salary, leaving very little margins for saving or investing. And that is a problem we are going to address today. The traditional budget feels overly restrictive and it often feels out of sync with your current lifestyle stage. And that's perfectly okay. So I'm sure you've tried saving what's left over after you spent all the money, only to realize that there really isn't quite enough left over at the end of the day, right? And if this is resonating with you, it's time to shift from restrictive budgeting to a system that allows you to both enjoy and build wealth at the same time. It's important for you to realize that the restrictive budgeting doesn't always work for high income earners because the conventional advice to you will feel like punishment, right? Track every dollar, cut back all of the fun stuff, and hope there's something left over. Now, if you are in a lot of debt, like me, you should be using this system because technically your money is really not taking you too far. But even then, as a high income earner, I'm budgeting very differently now than I did when I was only bringing in like a few $1,000s a month, right? Now we're bringing 10x that. That budgeting has to look very different. If you're earning well, you shouldn't feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck. And most likely, you're not living paycheck to paycheck. We just need to organize that money a little bit. The real issue isn't really your income. It's the lack of clarity and the lack of automation in your systems, right? Because we need to manage that income in a way that aligns with your lifestyle and most importantly, your long-term goals. So here I'm going to give you a step-by-step action plan to get you out of the funk. So I'm going to share with you 5 steps, keeping it simple, 5 steps that will take you out of this funk. The first step is that you will define your wealth priorities. The foundation of a high income budget isn't the spreadsheet, it's the clarity. And I want to be very clear. I'm not against spreadsheet because you see me using my spreadsheet every week on this channel. I love my spreadsheet, but I know it's not for everyone. You need the clarity. So I want you to start by identifying what are your wealth priorities. What outcome do you want your money to create? Do you have specific experiences or assets that matters most to you? Start thinking through that. So these priorities could be you want to increase your stock investing portfolio. If like me, you want to buy real estate. And what type of real estate? Is it just a random income producing real estate, or do you want it to be some luxury, fancy vacation rental? Maybe your wealth priority is funding an amazing vacation for your family so that you can give them an amazing travel experience, right? Or for the women of this channel, is it starting and scaling a business? Is it saving for early retirement? Maybe you don't want to be working this 9-to-5 job until you're 65. You want to get out as quickly as possible. When you know what matters most to you, it's easier to direct your income towards your goals. And you're doing so with intention and you're doing so consistently. I promise you, if you are not clear on what you are trying to do, it will continue to feel like a chore. Allow me a tangent. I am in the process of trying to lose weight to get this body under control. But honey, let me tell you something. I struggled most of the time because I didn't have a clear why, a clear reason other than I wanted to lose weight. So if when it comes to managing your money, you think that you can just force yourself to be disciplined, you won't get there without a clear reason why. So let's take this first step to really establish and give yourself clarity. What matters to you? The second thing you are going to do is to shift to a cash flow system. I'm going to explain what I mean. Rather than just budgeting by subtracting, you cut this, you skip that. Think of your income as a flow you direct yourself. The cash flow system is built around 3 core actions. You automate, you allocate, you enjoy. That means automation. You automate transfers into key buckets: bills, investments, lifestyles. The second one, allocation. You allocate based on your priorities. And the third, you enjoy. You enjoy the remainder without guilt or macromanaging. The people who implement this, within about 3 to 6 months, they go from feeling broke despite having a 6-figure plus salary to really feeling in control. And here's why. Because you focus on the things that matters the most to you. Your investments, your debt repayment, and your savings happen before you spend it on your lifestyle, right? So what you do when you're automating the most important things, investments, debt payment, money goes there first, right? And then what you have left over is what you use on your lifestyle. You guys, this is so important, okay? Ground yourself by taking care of the most important thing first. We all know that popular book, Eat That Frog, right? You need to eat the frog first. Take care of your investments. My income, the very first thing, I don't even see the money in my paycheck. I max out my 401k before I even see or touch that money. And as soon as that money comes, do you know where it goes next? My credit card debt. Sorry, my bills first, then my credit card debt in that priority. Investments, bills, credit card debt, the rest. If I have $5 left over, well, I guess we're going to the club with $5. We're buying Gucci and not Gucci. You know what I'm saying? You are not going to be spending frivolously and then have no money for the things that matters the most to you. You will automate, you will allocate, then you will enjoy. Okay? Step number 3, reverse budgeting. The pay yourself first method. Traditional budgeting systems spend first and then they save what's left. We're not doing that. We are reversing the script. We are saving first, then we are spending what is left over. So I want you to decide what percentage of your income goes towards savings, investing, debt payment, then the rest is what you are going to live off of. If what's left over is a box of crackers, then honey, we would enjoy that box of crackers knowing that our future is bright. So I want you to automatically transfer whatever amount you set for yourself into an account right away, right after payday. Payday comes, money goes here. Boom, we're done. And after we've taken care of all of our responsibility, the remainder is guilt-free because you know you've already taken care of business. This single step will drastically transform how you relate to money. And it will help you build wealth faster than any line item budgeting method. Step number 4, I want you to use the 3-account system. To simplify everything, right? I want you to break your finances into 3 distinct accounts. 1, bills account. By the way, this is exactly what I do, but let me share it with you. You have a bills account. This is where you have fixed expenses like rent, mortgage, utilities, subscriptions. They go into that account. You have a lifestyle account or a variable and fun spend like dining, shopping, etc. And then you will have what I call a growth account. This is your wealth building allocations for investments, for savings, for debt payment, and for business funding. Okay, so 3 accounts: bills accounts, lifestyle, and growth. My growth account was more around debt payment because I have a lot of debt I need to get rid of. And for you, depending on your lifestyle, your growth account will have different types of emphasis. But this would really help you partition your money into what is most important, which is that growth. The second thing that's most important, which is your bills. And the third thing, your lifestyle is important too, but not at the expense of the growth and the bills. By setting up your accounts this way, it also reduces decision fatigue and the constant tracking. As long as each account is funded appropriately, you don't need to obsess over every transaction. So, and I want you to start thinking about what a balanced account could look like, right? So maybe you have 40% going towards growth, 40% going towards bills, and 20% going towards lifestyle. Does that work for you? Maybe you want to structure it differently. Maybe you want 50% to go towards growth and 40% towards bills and 10% towards lifestyles. This is really something you have the power to structure any way you want to. So pull out your pen and start planning. The 5th and final step is to guard against lifestyle creep and any type of impulse spending. You guys, come on. You know what I'm talking about. As your income grows, it's so easy for your spending to silently, and when I say silently, whew, I mean it from a spiritual level, right? It just silently starts growing. That is lifestyle creep. I don't even need to define it. You know exactly what it is. And you guys, let me tell you something, child. One day I looked at my bank account. I'm like, what is that? Right? Because it happens so subtly, you don't even realize. The thing is, as your income grows, you're also desensitized to big numbers. There used to be a time where if I went grocery shopping or clothes shopping and I spent $50, my God, I came home because I'm a Cancer. We like to keep our money in our pocket. I would be so depressed because I spent $50. But at the time, to be fair, right, I was also making maybe $300 every 2 weeks. Life was rough back then when I was a college student. Today, sometimes I just walk into a store, I sneeze, and I come out $200 or $300. That is lifestyle creep happening now. Inflation is not helping us. But we're not going to use inflation as an excuse to justify bad behavior. Okay? Lifestyle creep is one of the fastest way high earners stay stuck. So here is how we are going to get ourselves out of this mess, right? We are going to be automating our savings before spending starts, okay? We are going to set aside fun money limit each month for spontaneous purchases. Every month, I'm going to set aside $200. That's it. That is what I'm going to allocate for my fun spending. I am currently personally challenging myself to determine what is lifestyle creep, what are the things that I need, right? I recently wanted to start a garden. Even though I was going to buy the cheapest thing in that category, I still came out around $1,200 because that endeavor that I chose to engage in wasn't a cheap endeavor. My frustration was that I did not plan for that in my budget. I literally just woke up one day and I was like, I'm going to do this. Even though the money wasn't frivolous spending, it was still spending. So I really want you to be really reflecting on what is frivolous spending, what is good spending that just wasn't planned for. So I want you to pause before you make big purchases. This one is something that I started practicing on a regular basis. Women is actually not women, humans. We are driven by emotions. We will wake up one day and we're filled with passion about this great thing that we are going to do. And to do this thing, we need X, Y, and Z. And often that X, Y, and Z is never something that will cost you $20. It's usually something that will cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. It does matter. You can set the limit for yourself. Let's say your fund money is $200, but you need X, Y, and Z that will cost $500. Pause. Give yourself 24 hours to a week. Better if it's a week. If you still feel like it's a priority in a week, then by all means, see how you can make it work. And sometimes, if you're crazy enough, some people will wait even a month. But the most important thing is that you ask yourself this very important question. Will this thing that I want to buy still matter a year from now, 5 years from now? You can enjoy your money and still be disciplined. Both of them can coexist when you are intentional about your money. You can build wealth without feeling deprived. Just make sure you define your wealth priorities. You use a cash flow system like I shared today. You consider using a reverse budgeting system where you're saving your money first, you're investing it first, then you spend. So think about simplifying your money into the 3 accounts that we talked about earlier: a bills account, a lifestyles account, and a growth account. By having those 3 banking accounts, By the way, there are lots of high yield savings online bank accounts that cut out all of the middlemen, all of the extra fees, and will allow you to have 3 bank accounts so that you can easily create this system. Better yet, if your growth account system is in a completely different bank, so you don't have to be looking at it. I also want you to monitor your lifestyle. You don't want lifestyle creep to creep in and derail you from your progress. You can spend money intentionally and get yourself from being stuck into a cycle of making a lot of money but not knowing where your money is going. A high income doesn't guarantee wealth, but with the right system, it absolutely can. The goal here isn't for you to be restricted. The goal is freedom, not just to spend, but to build a life that aligns with your value, with your goals, and most importantly, with your long-term vision for financial independence. If this video has helped you, send it to another high achiever who needs to hear it. And make sure to subscribe for more real strategies, not just gimmicks, to help you build long-term wealth on your terms. If you're ready for ongoing support and smart financial strategies, please join the community. We're building legacies and not just businesses. I will see you, my darlings, in the next video.